Hello, welcome to When the Smoke Clears. My name is Joel. Let me get situated here. Give me just a minute. Alrighty. Well, I am just here coming to you to just discuss some. I guess my topic for today is the word affirmation and what it means in addiction and recovery, and what it means to me in addiction and recovery, and how I interpret that, and how I use that in my daily life, in how I start my day, and just to kind of dig into that and see where maybe perhaps that connects with you, and maybe it's something that you may be able to use in your road to recovery and maintaining. Um, but before we get any further, I always like to get my videos started with a moment of silence for the addict who still suffers. So, if you will, please, a moment of silence. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Alrighty, well, let's dig in. Well, uh, just so that you know, I start my day off with a morning affirmation, and you know, it wasn't something that I always did, and in fact, it wasn't anything that I did in my previous runs of sobriety. Um, Maybe had I done that, maybe the run might have been a little longer. I don't know, but I it's something that I picked up in the my last treatment center that I went to. I did a 60-day stay at Lifetime Recovery, and one of their exercises was every morning we had to do a positive morning affirmation. And when I first did that, I can remember the first day being there, and you know, I I can remember telling the folks, because this is something that you would say out loud, and you would say it in front of a big group, and in front of the whole community. So that's the first thing you did in the morning. So it's to say a positive thing like that in any sense, but in front of people is it could be tough, and being new in a facility where you probably at first don't want to be, to just get up and start saying something positive, it's not you're not in that positive realm, if you would, in a sense. You're still, you might be. I know I was upset because I didn't want to be there. I was upset because it's just like, well, 60 days, this is BS, and you know I just wasn't ready at that particular moment to be there, but I had to be there. It was a court-ordered thing, so it's either stay here, do this program, or go back to jail and you know go to prison. It's more like where it wasn't going back to county jail, it was going to go to a county, and then you're going to go to prison. So um, needless to say, that it's a little bit of a rude awakening in this sense. So you, even though there's no gates around this facility, you can walk out at any time. You are there is accountability, because now you know what's going to happen if you don't, you know, follow the program, follow the rules, and Well, that positive morning affirmation for me was something that my mind and my spirit, if you will, it just something that you just started getting used to. And when you do something repetitive in a positive sense, well, that only takes you to a positive realm. And as much as you fight it, or as much as you don't want it, you can't help it. But it's like a magnet. It gravitates you to that positivity. It's a weird deal, but it's a true thing. You know what I mean? It's something that does happen, and it doesn't, you know, you can trip up in a sense because you don't know how to deal with that good energy, that good positive stuff where people are praising you, people are saying how much they care, and these are strangers, you know what I mean? So it's like these people you don't even know. So when you're in a uncomfortable spot, in an uncomfortable environment, something that you're not used to, and as and then you're sober, number one, so you don't know how to deal with things in a sober level, because anytime before that you were dealing with these different types of feelings and different things that life would throw at you in a negative sense, always because the only way you know how to deal with those things and the only way you know how to mask that feeling is through the use of alcohol or drugs or whatever it is that you use to cope with that. And for me, it was using, and I didn't drink, but I did use drugs, and I didn't use different drugs. I just used one certain drug, and that was my thing, and that was my drug of choice, and for me it was the methamphetamines, and I stayed there. So I didn't know how to deal with those things, you know, or it's not that I didn't know, it's just that I didn't want to. I didn't want to deal with those type of things in a positive sense because I just wasn't used to it. You know what I mean? My mind was programmed in this negative and fight or flight type mode because I was on the street, I was homeless, I was in the bandos, I was in the motels, I was in just living out there, doing stuff that, I never pictured myself doing before when I had a successful life. And in that stint of success that I had was from the time that I got out of my first treatment center. And when I got out of that first treatment center, I had a stint about 9, maybe 10 years of sobriety, and it was a good thing. But when I fell back down and got back into the world of abuse, it was a little bit darker this time, because it's never better when you go back. You know what I mean? It's never better. And those of you who've been there, who've done that, you know what I'm talking about. And for the newcomer, for the new guy, that hasn't gotten that sobriety and then relapsed, you don't know what I'm talking about because you're still in that mode. But if you listen to the stories, if you listen to, things that people say, the ones that have been there and the ones that have done that, it may help you so that you don't have to do that. This may be your first step to sobriety, and you stay there in that, man. And if that happens, praise the man upstairs, and I hope it does happen for you like that, because it's not the world of addiction is a roller coaster ride. You know what I mean? Sometimes them pitfalls are small and they come back real quick, and some, man, is it a drop? And for me, after that 9-year stint of sobriety, the drop was long. It was a drop, and it felt like I was just waiting for the crash and burn in a sense. And you know, day after day, night after night, you know, one day would pass, then a week, and then a month, and then, you know, next thing you know, a year went by, and you're still there, and you're freaking falling down still. You're still going down further and further, and everything that you have physically is just little by little disappearing, little bit by little bit. You're disappearing. Everything's disappearing, and even, you know, everything from your life is disappearing. From your money to your physical, you know, things that you have, to your family, to your friends, to just everything, until you're in this dark, just pit and of isolation and depression and anger and just all these emotions that just hit you all at once, and you don't know how to get out of it. But the only thing that you know how to do is mask it, and that's by keep using, by keep, you know, drinking or whatever it is that you're addicted to. And for me, it was hitting that bolo, and it was just something that I got used to doing because it was a daily thing. And going back to the topic of affirmation is when I started doing it, and the day after day, for those 60 days that I was there in that recovery center, every morning doing an affirmation, I got used to it. And I got used to saying these positive things. I got used to saying these things and putting them into existence in your realm of positive energy that you know, have. You'll be amazed at how your mind transforms. And when your mind transforms into a positive realm and a positive way of thinking, you start drawing yourself, and you start attracting positive things, positive people, positive content, positive, just everything that you're doing, you're looking at always in the positive way. And you tend to recognize the negativity, and you tend to recognize the red flags of negativity, and you start setting boundaries for those type of things, that you only allow certain things to come into your existence that are positive, and you can keep away from all the negative stuff. So the word affirmation to me is something that everybody, every human being needs. Every human being longs for the affirmation. Even though if you don't recognize it and you don't think that it is, or you know, you don't realize that you are looking for affirmation, everybody needs it. And I got a you know, I looked up I looked up on the internet. You know, I said, look, I want to know, you know, give me some sentences using the word affirmation. And I printed a copy of what came up, and let me just read it. It fell down, so let me pick it up. Okay, and I got this off of the a website, and it was the Collins Corpus, and it gave different sentences using the word affirmation. So let me read them to you. It is therefore important that the affirmation be a positive one. Their delivery into the world will be a defiant affirmation of life in this remote and barren desert. Give them lots of positive affirmation. The exceptionally high turnout at the presidential elections was an eloquent affirmation of the importance that the voters attached to the office. They do not need the affirmation of strangers they always had it. The first purpose of reward power is affirmation. We all need to be affirmed and be rewarded. It seems you have a huge need for affirmation through others. By the sound of it, this positive affirmation is working. But it's also the affirmation of life. It doesn't need the affirmation in the same way a commercial company does. He needs and wants affirmation from you in his career, in his appearance. He didn't need affirmation or praise. For some, that is all the affirmation needed. You need affirmation from outside source to feel loved. And when that validation goes away, you feel hollow. People seemed to lock onto this as some affirmation of their existence and a validation of life, and it was just overwhelming. Well, if you notice, all of those sentences using the word affirmation were some sort of conviction, some sort of feeling. It was something tangible that a human being needed to either hear, feel, to be accepted, to be loved, to be wanted, to be heard. And I think all of us always want that. And when you don't get the affirmation that you're looking for, whether it's the physical feeling of somebody there, or the just hearing the comfort, the love of somebody's voice, to feel the acknowledgement that you're wanted, that you're worth the existence of yourself. It is something that I think the human heart, the human mind needs to keep moving in life, is that they need those affirmations. They need to know that their existence is valid. And when they don't feel that, and they're not getting that reciprocated affirmation, is when people start getting into this depressed mode, into this suicidal mode, into this isolated mode, into this anger mode, into this irritable mode. And when you get into those negative things, then the addiction starts to become more and more vivid, more and more realistic, more and more. If it's more of a hey, it's more of a validation for you to say, hey, you know what, I can use because I'm not getting all that. And it's basically a crutch for you to go back out and use. It's basically your excuse to open up that bottle, your excuse to pick up that bolo, your excuse to pick up that needle. And you know that when you put that negative poison into your body, it is taking the place of that, what you wanted through that affirmation. And so when you do a daily affirmation on a daily basis, in a positive sense, it starts to change your mind. It starts to get the chromosomes in your mind and your body and your soul to start thinking and doing things in the positive sense. And if you keep doing it, it's amazing how the law of attraction in that sense just starts drawing in a bunch of positive feed for you in your life. And it did for me. And so I encourage you to make a list, and it can only be one thing that you're doing on the daily, every morning, that you say something positive that you're wanting to get out of your life, that you're wanting to, whether it's, a new job, whether it's you just a reminder that you want to keep on the road of sobriety, or just whatever it is, make it something positive that will be better, that is bettering your life, that is getting you on that first step, that is getting you on that first rung of that ladder to get back into the society, into the life of being a positive member of your life, of your family, of your society, of where it is that you live. And you'll find it that it's going to become an easier and an easier thing to do. And when you do that, you'll see all these things start peeling away out of your life that were negative, that you realize didn't do anything for you but weigh you down. And when you start doing that, those positive morning affirmations become more and more, of a ritual, if you would, that you will be doing, that you'll realize that it is a positive thing, and that it'll lead you in the right direction, and it'll keep you within the boundaries of positivity. It will keep you within the boundaries of that road where you're going to lead you into that abundant life of positivity, where you need to be, to keep your mind there, and to keep you going on the road to recovery. And it has helped me, and it continues to help me. So I encourage, to make a list. I mean, it could be a lot of things. It could be only one thing. But just so long as you do it, and you put it into existence, then you, my friends, will understand what I'm talking about when it starts affecting your life in that way. And I really believe that if you do that, that you'll be right there with me in that positive realm. And it is a great place to be, and it is 100 times better than being in that dark place, I tell you that. So, again, I appreciate you watching my videos. If you would, please hit the like button. And if you would like to leave a comment, go for it. I mean, I take all criticism with a grain of salt, and I like getting comments because it helps me get more in tune with my topics and stuff like that. And I always like to give out a couple of places that people can get help, and I always give out my number and my email and that sort of thing to help people out there if you need help, and if you don't know where to go, if you don't know how to get the help. I encourage you to use the information that I give you. And if nobody hasn't told you today that they love you and that they care, hey, you know what? I love you, and I care for you, and I care about what happens to you. So my number is 210-278-2619. If you feel that you're done, if you feel that you need some help and you don't know who to talk to, shoot me a call, shoot me a text, email me at joelscorpflow@gmail.com. That's JOELSCORPFLO@gmail.com. Shoot me an email, and if I can help in any way, shape, or form, I will do my best. And if I can't help you myself personally, then I can definitely navigate you to some resources and to some people that I personally know that have helped me, and these programs and stuff. And again, I'm not affiliated, and I don't do this stuff for anybody, any company, any program or anything like that. I just do this on my own, and I do it as my due diligence, my service to the addict who still suffers. And again, thank you for watching my videos. I appreciate it. Again, hit the like button, por favor. And till next time on When the Smoke Clears, we'll see you.